Here we are recording. So welcome to the Keys Camp. Welcome back if you've been here before. Uh, for this session, you're gonna need something to write on to take notes, preferably a pen and paper, because it's you're working more with your body. You're manifesting what you write more when you actually use a pen and paper. But if you don't have one at hand, you can also use a computer or a phone. So some kind of writing device. So this session is called Inner Critic Healing. We'll be going for about 40-45 minutes. We'll see. We'll take it as it comes. My name is Nils. If you don't already know me, do my best to be the guardian of World of Wisdom. And also, I'm a holistic coach and shamanic healer. So today's session is about that inner critic that we all have. And now more people are joining. We're going to just allow them to come in, quick recap, have something that allows you to take notes, write, preferably pen and paper, but if you don't have that, computer or phone will do as well. Sorry for any background noise. I broke my headphones and I haven't had the time to set up my microphones properly, but hopefully this will work. Yeah, so the idea here is to work with this inner voice that a lot of us carry around. It tends to be an inner critic. And there are various ways of working with that inner critic. What I've learned and what has been working well for me and also with clients that I work with is to not try to get rid of it, which tends to be what we do a lot of times. We try to silence that inner critic. We get annoyed by it, or we feel that we get limited or held back by this inner critical voice always criticizing us. While the trick is truly to befriend it, allow it to say what it needs to say, and then find an approach, a new kind of relationship to this inner voice that we all have, because it is a part of us. It doesn't mean that it is right in what it's saying, but it's there. So the way we're going to do this is quite simply. I will not be super active, actually. I'll just give you instructions, and then while you do the practice, the exercise, I invite you to, if you want, you can keep your video and sound on, but that might feel scary. It could also be, actually, I would not. I'm gonna ask you to mute yourself while you do the exercise. It's gonna be a lot of chattering otherwise. And for you guys watching this later, not in this live stream at World of Wisdom, but later, you just follow along and do the same thing. So let's get right into it. If you have your writing equipment at hand, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes, I think, to allow your inner critic to come out and just write down what he or she has to say. So keep yourself muted. You can stay on camera or off camera, it's up to you, but we're gonna allow our inner critic to voice itself through words on paper or on a screen. For yourself, you won't have to show it to anyone else here or anyone else. It's just personal exploration and a personal journey. And I see Maria Paz is joining now as well, so I'll repeat the instructions briefly. Welcome, Maria Paz. We're just about to start with the first part of the exercise, which is me giving you 10 minutes to voice your inner critic using pen and paper. So you're not sharing it with anyone else in the room. If you don't have pen and paper, feel free to write on your computer or your phone. But we're gonna, in a minute or so, go into 10 minutes of allowing our inner critic to say all that it has to say. Does that seem clear enough? All right, cool. So stay muted. You can keep your video on or not. That is up to you. I'll turn off my video so you won't have to look at me just looking at you for 10 minutes. And if if you're done prior to the 10 minutes, if you feel there's no more words coming from your inner critic, then you can just like sit with that. Sit with that for a while. Look at it. Okay? All right. Off we go. 10 minutes starting now. You have about a minute left. All right, start wrapping it up. So, in one word, if you feel called to sharing thus far, how has this experience been? So we're going to continue, but right where you are now, one word. Feel free to unmute yourself and do popcorn style.
Bullying.
Can you repeat that?
Surprise.
Oh, surprise. Perfect. Thank you. Surprise?
Emotional.
Provoking.
Thank you. Anyone else who feels called to share?
Annoying.
Thank you.
Release.
Please.
Revealing.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Bitter.
Thank you. So we're going to continue to the next phase. For this, I'd like you to, if you're not already in a place where you feel comfortable to speak and voice these things using your voice, I invite you to go find a place like that. If you have a mirror, actually, let's not use the mirror yet. And you don't have to have a mirror. You can use your phone for this later on. But find a place where you're comfortable to actually say these things that you've written out loud. Okay? So that's the next part of this. And it can get super emotional, and that's fine. Whatever comes is there. We're doing this work, this inner work, to allow our inner critic out, because that's what the inner critic is looking for, to be heard. So we're going to continue with another couple of minutes. We won't do 10, because it's probably going to be faster for you to read through than write all of these things. So you have your list of things that your inner critic wants to say, and we're going to mute ourselves. Feel free to stay on video or close your video, whatever feels comfortable for you, and say these things out loud wherever you are. And I'll come back and stop you in a couple of minutes. If you feel that you didn't have a lot to say, feel free to repeat that. Just go through it and notice. Just notice what happens. Sounds okay? All right.
Yes.
Yes, perfect. So a couple of minutes of that. I'll mute myself and go off video. And here we go. Okay. So start wrapping up if you haven't already. So we'll do the same quick sharing to whoever feels called to share. In one word, how was this experience? Popcorn style.
Hurtful.
Painful.
Scary.
Fucked up.
Anyone else who wants to share?
Connected. I
Saddening.
recognize.
Thank you. So we're going to continue.
What did you say, Maria Paz?
I can't hear you.
Recognize it.
Recognize.
Connected. Oh.
Connected. Yeah, we hear you now. We hear you now. Thank you. All right. So the next phase of this is if you have a mirror at hand, which I fully understand if you don't, but if you have a mirror, if you have a mirror, go stand in front of the mirror and say the exact same things while looking at yourself. If you don't have a mirror, bring up your phone, and if you're already on your phone, I'm not sure if it works to do this, but maybe it works, and you open your camera on your phone and just switch it around so you see yourself, okay? And then you look at yourself. Look yourself in the eyes and say these things again. Just notice what comes up, okay?
Niels,
Clear
do
enough?
you want us to say, you are, and look at us ourselves, or do you want to say I am?
Whatever you wrote down. However your inner critic is communicating with you. Okay? All right, cool. I would say enjoy, but maybe it's not that enjoyable. But you're amazing for doing this. And I'll give you another couple of minutes to do that. Whatever comes up is what needs to come up. We're here with you. Thank you, guys. Let's start wrapping up if you haven't already. Once again, thank you for doing this. This is hard work. So if anyone is not ready to continue, just unmute yourself and say keep going, and then mute yourself again. Otherwise, continue with the next step. Okay. You're all beautiful. Thank you for doing this. Okay, so here's the next step. I invite you to close your eyes. If you've been part of previous sessions and created an anchor for yourself, you can use that. If not, go to a place, a moment previously in your life when you felt safe, happy, loved, you were thriving as your unique human being that you are. Could be any moment in your life, whatever comes up. Just go to that place. Notice what you see there. What do you see around you? Where are you? What are you doing? Are there other people there in that moment? Notice what you hear in the environment. Notice what you hear in yourself, those thoughts. Notice how it feels in your body. And notice where that sensation sits in your body. That sensation of love, safety, it could be truth, freedom, whatever it is. Where in your body does that sensation sit? Once you find it, notice if that sensation, that feeling, if it has a color, does it have a shape? Is it moving or still? Does it have a temperature? Is there a sound coming from that feeling? Just feel it. Let that feeling reach out into every cell of your body for a moment. And if that feeling, that sensation, that space would be represented with one word for you, what would the word be? Just hear it within yourself. Say it inside your mind. What is that one word to represent that space? And if that space is represented by one image, what image would that be? What do you see that represents that space within you? Just see that before you. And wherever that sensation originates from in your body, I'd like you to place a hand there. Just hold it there. Feel how your hand connects with this, the source of your inner love, safety, that sacred space. All right. So this is now your anchor for this exercise. This hand placed, connected with your body here, feeling that connection, the image that came up for you, and the word that came up for you. Okay? So the next part of the exercise is to go back to your list. Use your phone if you can at the same time while you're doing this. Before you read it again, looking at yourself, I want you to trigger this anchor first. So connect with this space. Hear the word, see the image, and feel the connection with your hand to that inner love. And from that place, read the words that you have written. Okay, sounds okay? All right. Any questions? Good. All right, so feel free to mute yourselves. keep your video on or off, it's up to you, and go into that space. See you in a while. So, if you feel ready, we can start coming back. Once again, thank you for doing this sacred work, releasing whatever needs to be released, voicing whatever needs to be voiced. So if anyone has the need to keep going on this phase, just unmute yourself real quick and say, keep going. If not, continue. So, once again, I invite you to share, and this time you can use a full sentence if you like. Not more than that, but a sentence of what is happening for you when you do this. We'll do popcorn style again. You don't have to share if you don't want to. I can't hear you, Jonathan. Can you hear Jonathan? Okay, I can't hear any of you for some reason. That's interesting. Try again now. Something's up with the audio. Well, you can hear each other. That's the most important part. So keep sharing and then wave when you think you're done sharing. you're done sharing.
I felt like you don't say shit like that to people.
It was very.
Yeah, go, Alex.
It was very restorative for me.
I felt like it was not my voice at all. It was like something that was in the air, but it didn't come from me and it wasn't towards me. It was emotionally detached.
When I said it out loud, I no longer believed it.
Hello?
Hello.
For me, the most painful thing was to think about the safe place. Oh.
Are you all
There
done?
was something else. There was something else also that had to do with. I noticed my mic was on during the exercise, and I noticed how when I realized that voice didn't want to be heard. It wanted to keep occult, hidden. So it's part of the being able to keep on going, not being seen. Very good.
I can hear you again. I have broken headphones, but they work well enough for me to hear you. Did everyone share?
I think so.
Cool. Thank you for doing this again. We have 3 minutes left, and we're gonna end it. You know, we're building this relationship to our inner critic, right? We're allowing that voice to be heard, which is what it wants, and we're allowing ourselves to start finding a relationship to it. And in any good friendship, you need to have a bit of fun, right? So we're gonna end by having a little bit of fun with our inner critic. So you all have a choice now. The choice is funny or sexy. So whichever of those of that choice speaks to you, I'd like you to find either a sexy voice, maybe think of someone who has a sexy voice and mimic that voice, or a funny voice. And we're going to end it by you going into your separate spaces and reading what your inner critic wants to say in a funny or a sexy voice. All right? All good? We're doing it? All good. All right. Off you go. So, see if we're all done. If we are, let's do a quick last sharing. Maybe overrun this by a minute or two. How was that? Popcorn style.
With the sexy voice, it became attractive, as a matter of fact. It was very funny. And with fun voice, I was hearing my son criticize me. It was very funny.
Thank you. Oh,
like that sexy critic.
Didn't know I
really
could be that
effective.
sexy.
Mm.
you are
It's really
sexy.
effective.
Thank you, Ellen.
I felt that the critic got less power.
I felt like you can be friends with the most annoying person if you just give them some warmth that they might need.
Thank you.
I actually found one of the keys that I forgot, and that is understanding why I want to speak Spanish all the time, because I don't know the critic I don't know the critic words in Spanish. So when I speak only Spanish, I'm just in peace. So I forgot this. Yeah, it's amazing, but this is very important. This is why I'm moving from Sweden. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Oh,
The messages that were actually needed for me to hear, to transform, were easier to take in.
thank you. Cool. Anyone else before we wrap up? Cool. Thank
What
you
my
all.
inner
Oh yeah,
critic
go.
said, yes, what my inner critic said lost so much importance with a ridiculous voice.
Yep. So thank you. Thank you all. And first off, since this is a very personal experience, are you okay with me? I've recorded it. Are you okay with me posting this publicly or not? If anyone is not okay with it, we won't post it. And that's perfectly fine. It seems okay. I'm going to
I
ask you for
would
a
have
thumbs up.
loved to hear what I would have loved to hear what I said when I thought that the microphone was off.
Yeah. So are you fine with us posting that publicly, or do you want to see it first?
I want to see it first.
All right.
Good.
Cool. Very good. So I'll send you the
Way of
recording.
honoring me.
I'll send you the recording,
Thanks.
and then you get to
Thanks.
choose, Maria Paz. Are everyone else okay with this?
Yes, for sure. I don't think we heard so much, but yeah, it's
No.
good that we check.
Yeah, it's good to check. And
I
this,
didn't
mean,
hear
this
you,
is,
Maria.
so we'll see. I'll send it to Maria Paz anyway, just so she can listen. And beyond that, you haven't shared anything publicly. We've just seen your faces and your reactions afterwards of it. And this is the reason for sharing it, is to inspire others and to allow them to do the same thing.
Good. Mm.
Okay, thank you. Do you feel that you have established a little bit more of a relationship with your inner critic?
Yes, and thank you for doing it this way, Nils, because one of my things was you don't stand up for yourself. So that's what I did now, and it really felt good.
That's what you did. Thank you for doing that together with us. All right, guys. As always, thank you for being part of this World of Wisdom experience. Love to you all.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.